Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more relationship stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. My best friend proposed to me. I'm confused and mortified. Where can we go from here? Best friend proposed to you? Frankly, I'm still in shock that this happened, so this might be all over the place. Bear with me, all fake names, etc. Jordan and I met in university 2 years ago. We both started at the same time, and because of our ages, we were both considered mature students. So we quickly became firm friends as we shared a dorm and we joke around together about us being old enough to be considered mature in our early 20s. We went on the same course, but given we lived together, we would hang out pretty much all the time whenever we didn't have a lecture. We joined a bunch of societies together, went drinking every weekend together, etc, etc. It was a pretty sweet gig because it meant we were at least never alone. Obviously we made other friends, both alone and together, but we were always each other's number one at the end of the day. At the moment, we're on spring holidays for Easter, and while we haven't hung out constantly, we decided to make plans to visit each other's hometowns because we are from very starkly different places. Today we went to mine. Mine is a big city central. This morning we went there and we're wandering down the streets, doing some sightseeing because he's never seen. There's typically a lot of street sellers here, trying to sell you everything from hot dogs to fluffy Pokemon hats. I decided I wanted to get a caricature done. I've never had one and I thought it would be funny to get and hang over my bed when we get back for term. I asked Jordan if he wanted to get in and he refused. No worries, so I sat down to get it done. They didn't take very long, 5 to 10-ish minutes, so I stayed and looked straight forward at the artist the entire time. He finished the caricature. I loved it. So obviously I turned to show it properly to Jordan. When I turned though, I literally don't even know what to say. He's down on one knee holding up a ring box. I don't even really know what he said, if he did the whole proposal speech thing because I was so confused. I was barely paying attention. Remember, again, this is a super busy tourist city, so this has drawn a mini crowd now, coming over to cheer us on. I couldn't help but burst into laughter. To be honest, I thought this was some kind of odd prank type thing. We never have been prankster types or whatever, but I couldn't come up with a reasonable explanation. So I just laughed and laughed and laughed until I looked at Jordan and he looked genuinely heartbroken. So I obviously asked him something along the lines of, "You're not being serious?" This is the only thing I remember him saying. He shut the box, stood up, shrugged and said, "I guess not anymore," and walked off. This left me standing pretty awkwardly in this gathered crowd of people, a lot of who were giving me dirty looks, which made me incredibly uncomfortable. The plan was to meet up at a hotel that we had booked rooms next door to one another, so I figure that's where he's going and head back that way. But he's not there, so I wait, and he still doesn't return. I text him out of concern. This was 1:15 p.m. It's currently 6:20 p.m. as I'm writing this, just asking if he's okay. He responds with a long message back, in which he basically accuses me of leading him on, asking why I didn't break up with him sooner, saying I had publicly humiliated him and that he thought I loved him the same way, and that he thought our relationship was strong enough to consider taking the next step. Now, this is completely out of left field. I literally have got no idea where in the world he's got this idea from. The closest we've ever physically been is a hug, hello and goodbye. I've never even jokingly flirted with him. For exactly this reason, I've had too many friendships collapse because they can't tell the difference between serious, interesting, and joking banter in friendships. So I've been extra careful to not. We've never kissed, never been on a date, never had sex. I do not find him physically attractive, and I wouldn't want to be in a relationship with him. I don't understand where on earth he's got this idea that we are. This isn't something he's ever brought up before, and I'm genuinely bewildered. He hasn't returned to the hotel yet. I periodically knock to check, and I've been listening out for him walking up the hallway or anything. Nothing. I haven't responded to his long paragraph because honestly, I don't know how to. I'm just so stunned and taken aback that I genuinely have no idea where to go from here or what to do. I haven't told anyone I know in person yet, mostly because I don't want to bring this up to people who know Jordan. So here I am turning to strangers. What in the world do I do? Tell him exactly everything that you thought, you know? Tell him your side of the story. Jordan, I've only seen you as a friend. And just tell him everything, we've never talked about a relationship, we've never talked about being exclusive, I've never introduced you as my boyfriend, you've never done the same. So she didn't even have a chance to reject the idea. Bro just skipped 10 steps. How do you think being friends with someone means you're in a relationship with them? How do you think you're in a relationship with somebody if you guys have not kissed in 2 years, right? Right? And how is he gonna blame her when he literally decided to do it publicly? You know, how are you gonna blame someone for humiliating you when you put yourself in that situation? If you don't want to get rejected in public, then don't propose in public kind of thing. I mean, the fact that he even proposed to his friend is wild. Oh, that's actually so crazy. I feel like there could be something mentally wrong with Jordan. I mean, not in a bad way, but by the way that he's perceiving things, it's not normal. Because no one would think that if you're friends with someone for 2 years, or you think you're in a relationship with someone for 2 years, and you don't talk about it, and you guys don't even kiss or hold hands, but you still think you're in a relationship, like, that's a problem there. Well, I guess that's the end of the friendship. Well, there's an update. Jordan did in fact not come back to the hotel. I stayed up until 1 a.m. before falling asleep and he didn't return. When I woke up the next day, the hotel staff let me know he had checked himself out at about 6 a.m. I did end up responding to his big long text. I took everyone's advice and told him that I was sorry it didn't go as he had expected, but that I wasn't sure where he'd got the impression we were together. I said I'd be happy to sit and have a discussion about it all so we could make sure we're on the same page. He was not happy about this at all, and he again went off with a bunch of the same type of thing he'd said in the first message. It didn't really seem to be going through his head at all. Even in these new texts, he kept referring to this as me breaking up with him, despite me explicitly telling him we are not together and never have been. Again, all his messages were very clear and coherent, even if what he was saying was not based in reality at all. He wasn't sending paragraphs, just sentences in really quick succession, which was blowing my phone up. He told me he didn't want to meet up with me to talk because I had ripped out his heart and crushed it in public. I did ask him for specific instances he could recall between us that made him think we were dating, but he completely ignored the question and just kept going on and on about how hurt he was that I was breaking up with him and how he felt his world was ending. He said he loved me more than anything and he felt so confident that I had to, which is why he felt so certain about proposing to move our relationship along. Dude, I have no words. I don't know what to say. Eventually, to be honest, I grew pretty tired of the conversation and stopped responding because it was just going around and around in circles. Me asking where he got this idea, him ignoring this and telling me how hurt he is and breaking up with him over, etc. He went on and on saying he thought it would be a ring I like because it was my favorite gem, ruby, instead of diamond. It's got me wondering how much he actually spent on this damn thing. I didn't look very clearly at the ring, so I couldn't tell if it was something super expensive or not, and that he had been working up the courage to do so for a while and figured doing it when I was at home would make it more special. For a while, he was just talking to himself in my texts because I wasn't responding anymore. When I checked back about 20 minutes later, I had something like 60 messages from him. Granted, they were all one sentences. At the very end, he apologized and told me that it didn't matter anyway because I wouldn't see him around anymore. Obviously, I was concerned, so I asked for clarification. He said he was going to drop out of university and go back home because he couldn't deal with the shame. That's where our conversation ended. I don't really know how to respond to that. As it stands now, I don't really know where Jordan is. I didn't ask him, which is my bad. I'm not sure if or when we will talk again. I'm sorry this is quite a boring update. Unfortunately, I can't excite everyone with and then he turned up at my door and then he sent me flowers or whatever. Oh no. It feels a lot is unanswered. I still don't know where he got the idea we were saying from. He hasn't explained that. So I'm sorry I can't give anyone that answer. I haven't reached out to his family yet. I did consider it, but if he's not having a mental health crisis, I don't really want to involve them unnecessarily. Dude, Jordan is... not in a bad way, but like, I think there is something wrong. And for some reason, I'm just scared for her. Because how many stories have we heard about girls rejecting men and then something happens to them, right? And the fact that he's not even telling her, like, when he fell in love or like when he started to think, says a lot. He doesn't even know himself, right? He doesn't even know. So, like, why isn't he telling her, oh, this was the moment. It felt like you leading me on kind of thing. Like, he isn't telling her because there's no moment. It's all in his head. Damn. I mean, even normal couples in relationships, before they propose, they talk about marriage together, you know? They talk about the future together. They talk about what kind of ring they like, you know? They give hints. The fact that this person is just a friend and they're already doing this is so crazy. Honestly, I would tell this family. Not to like shame him, but because I'm worried that something will happen to him. Well, here's the update. So adding on, a lot of people said I should ask mutual friends if he's ever brought this up before, ever suggested we were dating, etc. All of the people I've asked, granted it was only 5, said they've not got a clue and he's never mentioned it before now. I don't know then if this is something that he's newly started thinking or if it's something being long-term, etc. And she even said that his friends don't even know they were dating, so he's never talked about it to them before. So it must have been something like sudden. Or he knows deep down that they were nothing. but he was like taking a risk or something. I don't know, dude, this is so confusing. I would be freaked out as well if one of my friends proposed and I just thought we were friends. What the hell do I do? Especially in public, are you kidding me? He's like, well, you're not going to see me around anymore and I'm going to drop out of university because you embarrassed me. You humiliated me by rejecting me. Boy, you couldn't have been humiliated if you didn't publicly propose to your friend that you don't even know if they like you or not. Damn, yeah, he actually just skipped like 10 steps. Man didn't even ask her to be his girlfriend, but was like, hi, will you be my fiance? Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!